Hello, welcome to YouTube channel. In this video, we'll study how involvement, commitment, and final confirmation happens in KCILT. As per lead great astrologer Krishnamurti's theory, each planet is positioned in a particular nakshatra, in a particular sublord and particular subsublord. This is an exercise. From the below information, let us find each planet's star lord, sublord, and subsublord. So we begin with Sun. Sun is in the star of Ketu, sublord is Rahu, subsublord is Venus. Then Moon's star lord is Ketu, sublord is Sun, subsublord is Jupiter. Mars, star lord is Saturn, sublord is Moon, subsublord is Rahu. Mercury, star lord is Mercury, sublord is Jupiter, subsublord is Venus. Jupiter, its star lord is Rahu, sublord is Venus, subsublord is Mercury. Then Venus, star lord is Sun, sublord is Rahu, subsublord is Saturn. Then Saturn, star lord is Rahu, sublord is Venus, and subsublord is Venus. Then Rahu, star lord is Jupiter, sublord is Moon, and subsublord is Mercury. Then Ketu, star lord is Sun, sublord is Rahu, and subsublord is Mercury. So this is how we have to read. Sun in star of Ketu, sub of Rahu, and subsublord of Venus. Means Sun involves Ketu, commits with Rahu, and final confirmation with Venus. Moon in star of Ketu, sub of Sun, and subsublord of Jupiter. Means Moon involves Ketu, commits with Sun, and final confirmation with Jupiter. Similarly, Mars in star of Saturn, sub of Moon, and subsub of Rahu. Means Mars involves Saturn, commits with Moon, and final confirmation with Rahu. Mercury in star of Mercury, sub of Jupiter, and subsub of Lord of Venus. Means Mercury involves Mercury, commits with Jupiter, and final confirmation with Venus. Jupiter in star of Rahu, sub of Venus, and subsub Lord of Mercury. Means Jupiter involves Rahu, commits with Venus, and final confirmation with Mercury. Venus in star of Sun, sub of Rahu, and subsub Lord of Saturn. Means Venus involves Sun, commits with Rahu, and final confirmation with Saturn. Saturn in star of Rahu, sub of Venus, and subsub Lord of Venus. Means Saturn involves Rahu, commits with Venus, and final confirmation with Venus. Rahu in star of Jupiter, sub of Moon, subsub of Mercury. Means Rahu involves Jupiter, commits with Moon, and final confirmation with Mercury. Ketu in star of Sun, sub of Rahu, and subsub Lord of Mercury. Means Ketu involves Sun, commits with Rahu, and final confirmation with Mercury. Involvement. The star lord causes involvement. Star lord signifies involvement, area of concentration, or the cusp where star lord appears. This means that involved planet's position will make your mind think about the houses where star lord appears, or will push you to work on the things connected to those houses where star lord appears, or planet itself appears if it has positional status. Many times we plan and work to achieve or attain something. Sometimes we get success and sometimes we do not. If Dasha, for example, a case, if Dasha planet through positional status or stellar status appears in cusp 5, 7, 11, then will make a person work on being in a relationship or marry if he or she is not married. As 5th cusp signifies love, 7th cusp signifies partner or marriage, and 11th cusp signifies gains or fulfillment of desires. Case 2. If Dasha planet through positional status or stellar status appears in cusp 12, 3, 9, then will make a person work or on moving out of country for work or vacation, or could get opportunities to move out of country. As 12th cusp signifies foreign land, 3rd cusp being 12th from 4th cusp signifies moving away from homeland, as 4th cusp signifies homeland, and 9th cusp signifies distant journeys. Not necessarily every time a person's enormous efforts to marry or to travel abroad, etc., would get fulfilled. So to understand if a person's efforts will bear him or her desired results can be understood by sublord and subsublord. Commitment. Sublord signifies commitment, qualification, and specification, or commitment can be understood from the cusp where sublord appears. Sublord would either support the event to happen comfortably or it could deny the event not happen depending on its position from the involved cusp. Subsublord signifies final confirmation. Subsublord or final confirmation will be signified by the cusp where subsublord appears. Subsublord will either support the event to happen comfortably or could deny the event to not happen depending on its position from the involved cusp. Position of sublord and subsublord from the cusps under consideration helps us to understand if event will occur or not. Favorable. If sublord appears 1, 3, 5, 9 and 11 from cusps under consideration, then event will occur. Neutral. If sublord appears 2, 6 and 10 from the cusps under consideration, then event could happen provided planetary traits support. And unfavorable. If sublord appears in cusp 4, 7, 8 and 12 from the cusps under consideration, then it will give adverse results. An intercuspal theory rule which is subjective. If sublord or subsublord appears 1, 3, 5, 9 and 11 in these houses from the area under from the cusp under consideration, then it will give favorable results and the probability of event to happen will be high. If the sublord and subsublord will be positioned 2, 6 and 10 from the area of concentration, then or area of concentration, then it will be neutral. And if it is positioned in cusp 4, 7, 8 and 12 from the cusp under consideration, then the results will be negative. How sublord and subsublord supports marriage. As case 1 on marriage discussed in Dasha's planet, sublord appears in any of the cusps 1, 3, 5, 9, 11 from the cusp under consideration 7th, then it will be favorable for marriage. Why 7th? Because 7th is considered the house of marriage. So if sublord is positioned in cusp 1, 3, 5, 9 or 11 from 7th, then it will support marriage. Similarly, subsublord 2 appears in any of the cusps 1, 3, 5, 9, 11 from 7th cusp, then it will favor marriage and person will marry smoothly provided planetary transit supports. How sublord and subsublord will remain neutral. If Dasha planet sublord appears in any of the cusps 2, 6 from the cusp under consideration 7th, then it will be neutral for marriage. Neutral positions for sublord in case of marriage are 8th cusp as its 2nd from 7th cusp and 12th cusp as its 6th from 7th cusp. So the area of consideration is 7th, and if its sublord appears in 8th cusp or 12th, which is 6th, which is 2nd from 7th and 6th from 7th, then it will be neutral. But if its sublord is positioned in cusp 3, 5, 11, then marriage will happen because this is neutral and this is supportive. 3 is 9th from 7th and 5 is 11th from 7th and 11th is 5th from 7th. So the position of sublord from 7th supports marriage and marriage will happen provided transit supports. So if sublord appears in 8th cusp or 12th cusp, then it is neutral for marriage. If sublord is favorably positioned from 7th cusp and transit favors, then marriage will happen after some hurdles. Why some hurdles? Because the here the subsublord is neutral. It is not supportive. It's neutral, so there can be some delay, but afterwards marriage will definitely happen provided transit support. Marriage won't happen despite subsublord supporting if sublord does not support. If subsublord appears in any of the cusps 4, 7, 8, 12 from the cusp under consideration 7th, then it denies marriage. Adverse position for sublord in case of marriage are 10th cusp as its 4th from 7th, 2nd cusp as its 8th from 7th, 6th cusp as its 12th from 7th. So if sublord appears in positions 10 to 6, then then marriage will not happen. Even if subsublord is well positioned, marriage will not happen because there is a flow, there is a sequence, and if sublord denies, then even if sublord supports, the marriage will not happen. So if sublord appears in 10th cusp or 2nd cusp or 6th cusp, then it will deny marriage despite sublord being in favorable position. So if you see the dasha or bhukti is supporting involving 7th, but its sublord appearing in 10, 2 and 6, then the marriage will not happen. Sublord's position from star lord is subjective. The rule of sublord's appearance in favorable cusps 1, 3, 5, 9 and 11, which is favorable, and 2, 6, 10 neutral, and 4, 7, 8 and 12 adverse cusp from the cusps under consideration is subjective. Thus this rule has to be applied flexibly and carefully, as in some cases if sublord appears in positions that's relevant to the experience under consideration, then event or experience will happen. For example, in case 2, related to travel, primary cusp is 12th cusp connected to foreign land. 3rd and 9th cusps are supportive to 12th cusp. So if star lord it involves 12th and sublord appears in 3 and 9, then person then will go abroad. So although 3rd cusp is 4th from 12th, thus adverse, and 9th is 10th from 12th, thus neutral. However, 3 and 9 cusps are relevant to travel. So 3 supports 9 and 9 supports 3 despite being 7th from each other. Similarly, 3 supports 12 despite being 4th from 12th. Sublord's position from star lord is subjective. If the Dasha planet involves 5th cusp and commits to 11th cusp, or involves 11th and commits to 5th, we can it can offer a person birth of first child or even a relationship despite being 11th, despite 11th being 7th from 5th and 5th being 7th from 11th. This is because for birth of first child, 5th cusp and 11th cusp both must have some connection, because 11th is connected to fulfillment of desires and 5th cusp is connected to birth of child, and 11th cusp is connected to fulfillment of desires and 5th is connected to relation to love affairs. So although they are 7th from each other, but they support each other because the matter is connected to each other. So this rule is subjective. Rule of sub-sub. The sub-sub lord of planet indicates the end qualification of the result of the house signified by a planet as per its positional status or stellar status. It should, however, be remembered that the native has to first experience the results of the house signified as per the qualification of the sublord of the planet. Person gets favorable or unfavorable results due to sublord and sub-sublord respectively. For example, if Bhukti or Antardasha planet involves Lagna first and commits to 6th, meaning in involvement star lord first cusp appears and in commitment sublord 6th cusp appears. This can cause illness to the person as first is self and 6th cusp is connected to illness. If sub-sublord appears in 8th or 12th cusp, then person won't recover from sickness during that Bhukti or Antardasha period, because 8th and 12th are not considered good houses for first. So if in the star lord 1 appears, in the sublord 6 appears, and in 8th, and if in sub-sublord 8 and 12 appears, then person will not recover. If sublord appears in 5 or 11th cusp, then person will recover from sickness, as 5th is 12th from 6th. Thus it will negate the effects of 6th cusp illness, and 11th is 12th from 12th cusp. Thus it will negate the results of 12th cusp, that's hospitalization. Fixed marriage will not happen. Many times we see that a marriage gets fixed, but it does not happen. If Bhukti and or Antardasha planet involves 7th cusp and commits to 5 and 11, this can create chances of marriage, meaning in involvement star lord 7th cusp appears and in commitment sublord 5th cusp and 11th cusp appears. This can cause marriage-like situation or person's relationship to happen with another person, as 7th cusp is connected with marriage, 5th cusp is connected with attraction, love, and 11th cusp is connected to friendship, gains, fulfillment. If sub-sublord appears in cusp 4, 6 and 10, then marriage ceremony will not get materialized, as 6th cusp is 12th from 7th cusp, thus will negate marriage. 4th cusp is 12th from 5th, and so it can affect love, and 10th cusp is 12th from 11th, so it can affect friendship, or it can affect the fulfillment of gains. So if sublord appears 5, 11, it will cause marriage like situation, but if sub-sublord appears in 4, 6, 10, then marriage will not happen. Then marriage will happen if sublord appears in favorable position. So if sublord instead of 4, 6, 10 appears in 3, 5, 8 and 12, then marriage will happen, because 3 is 9th from 7th, 5th supports 7th, it's 11th from 7th, 8th is 2nd, so it's neutral, and 12 is 6th from 7th, it's neutral. So there are 2 positive cusps and 2 neutral cusps. So if sub-sublord appears in favorable positions, then marriage will certainly happen, but if it appears in unfavorable position, then marriage will not happen. Summary: Star Lord does involvement, area of concentration or the cusps where Star Lord appears. Sublord does commitment, qualification and specification. This enables the experience event to occur or not occur depending on its position from the house under consideration. The sub-sublord of the planet indicates the end qualification of the result of a house signified by a planet as per its positional status or stellar status. It should, however, be remembered that a person has to first experience the result of the house signified as per the qualification of the sublord of the planet. So first the person will get the results as per the sublord, and then the person will get results as per the sublord. Sub or sub-sublord position from the cusp under consideration. If it's position 1, 3, 5, 9 and 11, then it's favorable. 2, 6 and 10, then it's neutral. 4, 7, 8 and 12, then it's adverse. But this rule is subjective. Many thanks for watching. Special thanks to Pandit Ram Prakash Bharadwaj ji for preparing the horoscopes and also for teaching me. And special thanks to Acharya Suresh Gupta ji for teaching me. These are the books that I studied. I hope you liked this video, and if it helped, then you may subscribe to this channel, because in the next video I'll talk about scanning sublord and sub-sublord. And if you have any questions or queries, then please connect with me through the information mentioned in the description box. I wish you have a great day and be safe.